Jane Austen.
Kia ora, welcome to the Amateur Austenite. I'm Frances Duncan, author, Austenite life coach. My co-host and beatboxer is Rachel Pilwa, book buyer, Austenite, all-round nerd.
Hi.
This is our final episode of our Emma season.
Don't leave me, Frances.
I think I might keep you around for another season.
Woo. Good luck, listeners.
So this will be publishing on Valentine's Day.
Aw, happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. As a gift to you and our listeners, we're going to discuss the ultimate casting for characters in Emma.
Well, me and I have a lot of thoughts, and I'm keen to hear how our opinions differ.
So the parameters for this are that we will use people from the adaptations that we've discussed. I figure we do one character at a time and we discuss. So who do you want to start with?
Well, I'm going to start from the bottom of my list up. So I'm going to start with Mrs. Elton. So my top pick for Mrs. Elton is Tanya Reynolds from the 2020 adaptation. I just really loved her portrayal. She dressed very gaudy, but she was also so high and mighty and condescending, but did like the whole trying to seem like she's really good friends with Jane very well. There were a lot of really fantastic Mrs. Eltons that we looked at. I really did enjoy the Mrs. Elton from the Gwyneth Paltrow, where we find out at the end she's the narrator. But I just think that Tanya Reynolds was the one for me.
This was really difficult because all of them portray something different in Mrs. Elton. My pick was Christina Cole from the 2009 Emma, because she seems like she's really Emma's equal.
Yes.
In age and beauty, but she's also haughty.
Yeah.
And a bit gaudy. I may also possibly be influenced by the fact that she plays a lesbian Miss Bingley.
That does help. It does make her more appealing.
But this actress could play Emma.
You know what? I agree. She would make a really good Emma.
The equalness of her, that this actress could also be someone that plays Emma. I mean, problematic that always blonde and beautiful, but she is both.
She is beautiful and she is blonde. But I think that's part of why I maybe prefer Tanya Reynolds, because she does a really good job of trying to seem like she is Emma's equal, but she's trying too hard. Mrs. Elton is as close in status as anyone kind of can get of Emma's age in Highbury. She come from a wealthy family, but she tries too hard to seem like she's better than Emma, or that she's Emma's equal, because she knows she's not. And I feel like Tanya Reynolds really did portray that to me.
I think these two actresses both seem about the same age as their comparative Emmas as well. A lot of the other adaptations, Mrs. Elton felt older.
In the Gwyneth Paltrow, oh my god, what year was that? 1996. Yeah, I felt like that Mrs. Elton in that version did seem older, for sure.
Who do you have next?
I have Mr. Elton next. I had originally chosen Blake Ritson as Mr. Elton from the 2009 miniseries. However, after I watched Knives Out 3, Wake Up Dead Man, which had Josh O'Connor, who played Mr. Elton in the 2020 version, also being a priest, I thought he was so stunning that it made me go back and kind of reassess him as Elton and as an actor. I've changed my mind. I think I'm going with Josh O'Connor from 2020. So the reason I originally chose Blake Ritson was I thought he was really good as that kind of smarmy, kind of creepy. He still gave me the ick that Elton does, but not so much as Alan Cummings in the 96 Gwyneth Paltrow adaptation. And I love Alan Cumming. He's a phenomenal actor, but he gave me the biggest ick of all the Eltons, so much so that it kind of took me out of the character. No, I couldn't really enjoy it because I just felt so uncomfortable watching him. Ritson did it really well, where he still gave me a bit of the ick, but he was a much more gentlemanly version of Mr. Elton. Even in the carriage scene where he proposes to Emma, when she tells him to go back across and sit across in the carriage again, he does do it. Respects Emma even though he doesn't agree with what she's saying, and he still tries to convince her. No, he's not creepy and grabby in the same way, which is why I originally chose Blake Ritson. But then having watched Joshua Connor in Wake Up Dead Man, and then like rethinking about him in the 2020 version, and especially thinking of him alongside Tanya Reynolds, and I thought the two of them actually made the best power couple of the Eltons. They really meshed well. What about you? Who's your Mr. Elton?
So this is really interesting. We both chose the paired Mr. and Mrs. Elton from our adaptations. Yours from the 2020, mine from the 2009. Unintentional. I did try to spread it around a little bit. So initially I was thinking about Dominic Rowan from the 1996 ITV. He's very handsome. He's not too creepy. Mr. Elton's supposed to be handsome and charming and not creepy and gross, but we are always seeing him as creepy and gross, and that kind of ruins the whole point of Mr. Elton, right? But I chose Blake Ritson, even though he does seem a bit creepy in the 2009 at points, because I remember him in the 2007 Mansfield Park.
Yes, he's really good as that.
In Edmund. And in some of that, he's almost hot if they fix his fringe. And I want him to be hot. I actually want a hot Mr. Elton because that's the point of Mr. Elton. That's why he's so blown up about himself, because he knows he's hot. All the girls chase him.
I do agree Blake Ritson is the most attractive Mr. Elton.
And the fact that both of these characters were a clergyman, perhaps he's somehow still Edmund Bertram in disguise. More on that later.
Okay. Next, actually, this character should have come before the Eltons, I think, but I had Mr. Martin written down.
Oh, I didn't think we were doing Mr. Martin.
Oh, I just did everyone who I thought was important, and Mr. Martin, because I love
We
Mr.
did
Martin.
a list.
Did we? I
Yes.
forgot. I'm sorry. I had already written this list and then didn't refer back to it. I'm sorry.
Well, you can tell me who Mr. Martin is and we can just go with that one because I did not do it.
I also chose from the 2020 version Connor Swindells. I love a lot of the different Robert Martins. I do really love the Mr. Martin from the 2009 miniseries version. He was my first Mr. Martin, and I think he is the most attractive Mr. Martin. Maybe it's just because we get a bit more of a fleshed out Mr. Martin in the 2020 version. You see him interacting with Harriet a bit more. There's the scene in the rain when Harriet tells Emma that she's engaged to Heaves, and then it's like the two of them standing there and they kiss against the fence. I feel like we got a bit more of him and how...
We had an emotional journey with him.
Yeah, we had more of an emotional journey. I felt more for him than I have for any of the Mr. Martins. Even though I love Mr. Martin, he is my favourite side character. He did a really good job paired with Mia Goth's Harriet. That's my Mr. Martin.
Well, that's our final casting because I have no
I'm
comment.
sorry,
Who you got next?
Mr. Weston.
Oh, do you want to hear my casting for Mr. Weston? I don't care.
Really?
That is what I wrote. I don't care. I do not care about Mr. Weston enough.
Oh my God.
He barely appears on screen. I don't care.
I think he does appear on screen. I chose James Cosmo from the 1996 Gwyneth Paltrow Emma. He was just really good, and I love James Cosmo in multiple roles. He is the older man, but you can tell like he does love his wife. He's so happy to be with her. He loves his son so much, and I think the scene, especially after Emma finds out that Frank is engaged. And Mrs. Weston is saying, we're so sorry, we're so upset. The reason we're upset is because he's hurt you. I don't want Mr. Weston to be hurt by the negative opinion on Frank. And then he walks in, obviously distressed. And the way that Emma goes to him and is like, oh no, you're the luckiest man. And just him being like, oh, thank God. No, there was something about him. I like most of the Mr. Westons. I really love the one from 2009, Robert Bathurst. The reason I like 2009 one, though, is because I think whenever I picture Mr. Weston, the first thing I picture is the 2009, Mr. Weston's face in the opening where Frank is being taken away. Robert Bathurst, his face at the beginning of the 2009 miniseries, I remember, where Frank is getting taken away, where he's grieving over his wife, and then his sister-in-law comes in and says, we're taking Frank, and then him watching the carriage with Frank roll away. It's a really emotionally charged moment, And whenever I think of Mr. Weston, that is the first moment I think of from that version.
Which is so interesting because Mr. Weston is usually such a happy character.
Yeah.
And getting to see him that upset.
Yeah.
It is really beautiful.
Yeah. And so I really love that scene, but then Mr. Weston gets a bit lost in the rest of it in the miniseries. I don't feel as much for him. In the 2020 version, the actor who played Mr. Weston was a bit too happy for my taste, even though he is supposed to be. John Cosmo was really great at portraying man who loves his son and his wife, but is also like really caring, but also kind of heartbroken about the fact that he never gets to see his son. That's my Mr. Weston, and I can't believe you didn't choose a Mr. Weston.
I don't care.
That is against the point of the exercise, Francis.
Well, you just said he kind of gets lost in the rest of the adaptation. That's kind of how Mr. Weston feels on every adaptation to me.
I still chose a favourite, though. Well, then, who's your Mrs. Weston? I feel like she also gets super lost in it.
My Mrs. Weston is Samantha Bond from the 1996 ITV movie.
Okay.
So this was my adaptation of Emma that I tend to picture. So there's that. Also, she played Mariah Rushworth in the 1980s Mansfield Park. And I kind of like the idea that maybe it's secretly Mariah being redeemed. And going back to Mr. Elton, they're different adaptations of Mansfield Park, okay? Mm-hmm. But what if Mrs. Weston is Mariah Rushworth, or Mariah Bertram, and Mr. Elton is Edmund Bertram? And they're both under assumed names, and they have to pretend that they don't know each other. She's getting her redemption. He's still being a clergyman, but they have to pretend they're not siblings.
I really love your attempt at broadening the Jane Austen cinematic universe.
Thank you.
And the canon in general. I don't know. I can't see it, but you know what? You do you, boo.
Who did you cast as Mrs. Weston?
I chose Greta Sicci, also from the 1996 Gwyneth. I paired my Westerns together again.
Ooh.
But I think the reason I liked her a lot was she was quite a strong character. She did a really good job kind of playing against Knightley, but seeming like a really caring mother figure / friend to Emma, being in love with Mr. Weston. I do also really love the 2009 cast. That could just be because that was my version. And I do love the actress at the very beginning when Emma's a child and then having that kind of secret conversation with their eyes. But I think at the end of the day, Greta Scacchi, she is my favourite.
I feel you on the this is my version of Emma. I found it hard to try and picture anyone in the character roles that wasn't in the 96 ITV.
The 96 was phenomenal. I really enjoyed it. And I'm actually surprised that I, for the most part, have not cast anybody from it, with the exception of one, because I think for me there were just other versions that I liked more. My next person is Frank. Who do you have for Frank?
Well, again, you're going to tell me off for cheating. My requirements for Frank is that he be hot and charming.
Well, that is Frank, yep.
So I've got Rupert Evans from the 2009 and Raymond Coulthard from the 96 ITV. Both of them hot and charming. Not to say that the others weren't hot and charming, but these ones really had it going for them without other stuff that took away from it. They didn't seem as manipulative as some of the other Franks, which took away from them being hot and charming.
Yeah, I understand. I agree. I also chose Rupert Evans from 2009. We've agreed on one. Again, kind of cheating for, well, not cheating, but me going to the easy option. Worst one for me, Ewan McGregor. Couldn't see him in the role. He's not attractive enough for me. Sorry, Ewan. In that version, Ewan McGregor's one is the one to start the rumors about Jane, and I really didn't like that. In the 2009 version, I feel like Rupert Evans is attractive, but he also portrays a more gentleman version of Frank, but also he is in love with Jane. I can feel that he loves her. I think he also does a good job of kind of portraying the flirting with Emma and seeming like he's in love with her while also showing that he actually has great affection for Jane. I feel like Rupert Evans was just so good acting in that. I can, though, understand why you would choose Raymond Coulthard as well, because he was very handsome. I actually think he might be the most handsome.
The bit
of
with
the Frank Churchill
portrait of him?
Yes.
The portrait of him and the way that he's smiling in that portrait and he comes out at her and you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
that.
I also look at this portrait of him and imagine him coming to life and talking to me. But I think comparing the two of them in terms of their acting, Rupert Evans just takes the cake. Yeah. I had Jane next. I did put 2 names down for Jane.
I almost had to. It was so hard.
Really both of my Jane choices were very similar. My first name that I wrote down was Amber Anderson from the 2020 Emma. But I also wrote down Olivia Williams from the 1996 TV version of Emma. Oh, Frances has got a shocked face. Like they were both much softer, very gentle versions of Jane. Amber Anderson was like so beautiful. I wrote in my notes for that episode, she is so stunning, in all caps, and I still agree with that sentiment. But I also really did enjoy Olivia Williams as well. She just also seemed like a really sweet Jane, like a very gentle, but Frances looks like she disagrees with me, so I want to see what she thinks.
I don't necessarily disagree. So I had a battle between the 296 Jane Fairfaxes, Polly Walker and Olivia Williams. They both have this calm presence and this elegance about them, which is the whole point of Jane, this elegance of character. I eventually chose Polly Walker because she later plays Lady Featherington in Bridgerton, and I kind of love imagining Jane Fairfax eventually getting to be someone like Lady Featherington, although I hope she has more money, that can dress vibrantly and have an opinion. I would love that for Jane.
I think that the reason you love it is the reason I struggled with Polly Walker, because I've seen her as Mrs. Featherington.
Completely different characters, right?
So different, completely different. But I feel like I've struggled to separate her because like that was the first thing I'd ever seen her in. I hadn't seen the 1996 until we watched it for this. She wasn't my Jane. I hadn't seen her in that role before. So I had difficulty when I was watching it separating her from Mrs. Featherington. My brain was like, that's just Mrs. Featherington. Even though, yes, she was graceful, she was elegant. She was a good Jane. But I just couldn't quite distance Mrs. Featherington from that actress in my mind because she's such an iconic character. I'm so sorry, Polly. You're a brilliant actress and I love you. But I think if I had to choose between Amber Anderson and Olivia Williams, I say, no, I'm not choosing. You can't make me.
Well, since we both really liked Olivia Williams, I think that if we were trying to get it down to one, we'd have to go for Olivia Williams.
We'd have to go for her. Compromise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
She is great.
She is great.
Who did you have next on your list?
I had Miss Bates.
Oh.
I feel like we might have the same answer for this.
Oh, because how could we not?
I'm pretty sure we've both chosen Miranda Hart from
We
the
did.
2020.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We've said it multiple times. We need a one-woman show version of not just Emma, I think every Austen adaptation by Miranda Hart. She was phenomenal. She was perfect. She had the talking like really quickly down, the comedy, the comedic timing, but also the emotional depth, the heartbreak during the Box Hill scene.
I'm getting shivers and tears just thinking about her as Miss Bates. She just, I can, there are no words. Literally, someone sent me a thing on Instagram today that was, all I want for Christmas is a Muppets Pride and Prejudice. And I reposted it and put, and a one-woman show of Pride and Prejudice by Miranda Hart, and then I tagged Miranda Hart.
So I've been doing Muppet recastings of things, discussing that with my friend. So far, we've discussed a Muppet casting of Lord of the Rings and a Muppet casting of the Barbie movie Princess and the Pauper. Even though we've said this is our last episode, what if we did a Muppet casting of Emma?
I'm sorry, you'd leave me behind on that. I don't know the Muppets well enough.
As in most Muppet movies, you have one, maybe two human actors, so that you always have a human to ground it. I say we do a Muppet Emma, and Miranda Hart is the only human.
And she's the one that grounds it? Oh,
Can you
I mean,
imagine?
she could do it too.
It would be so funny. But actually, it would also be incredibly funny for Miss Piggy to be in that role. But actually, Miss Piggy would be Emma, and she would kill anybody trying to get who else was cast in the role, and she'd be trying to kill them so she could be Emma.
Yeah, and when Harriet's like, I love Knightley, Miss Piggy would go, hi-ya!
Yeah. Kermie is mine! Keep your hands off my Kermie!
But yes, we love Miranda Hart, and we want her to be Miss Bates in every Jane Austen anything ever for all time.
She might be the most well-cast character of every adaptation.
And the craziest thing was going in, I thought, what are they doing? Why is Miranda Hart in this? Shows you how wrong I was.
I think because I've watched so much Miranda and other things that she's been in, when I saw the trailer, and I saw Miranda Hart there and I knew she was Miss Bates, I went, actually, I think that will work. I was looking forward to seeing what she was going to do. Because she is this kind of bumbling, awkward character in Miranda, I thought she could do the role justice, and I was right, and I'm so pleased that I was.
You're very right. I think my issue was that I'd not actually watched Miranda. I'd only seen the ads for it in New Zealand. The thing that sticks in my mind is one where her dress gets caught in a car and the car drives off and then she's there in her underwear.
Yeah.
And of course, for me, that is incredibly uncomfortable and I cannot imagine it. So I want to run away from that.
So fair. The secondhand embarrassment cringe.
I think that was what held for me about the series Miranda, that it was all about secondhand embarrassment, and that's really awkward for me. I think I sort of transferred some of that onto Miranda Hart, and I was stupid and wrong. She is fantastic and can do no wrong. I just finished one of her books, by the way.
Yeah, she's a fantastic writer as well.
I wanted to cry.
Writer, comedian, actress. There's nothing she can't do. Coming back to the concept of second embarrassment, though, I should have mentioned this before when I was talking about Mr. Martin. I actually am surprised that I chose Connor Swindells as Mr. Martin, because whenever I think about him, is because he is in Sex Education, which is a show I have not been able to watch because
there's a lot about sex and
there's
it's
a lot
really
about sex.
uncomfortable.
And you and me, we're like, no. I was able to watch the first episode or two, but the part where it lost me, where I couldn't continue watching, is when Connor Swindells' character gets up on the table and pulls his pants down to show everybody his dick. That scene gave me so much secondhand embarrassment, I had to turn my TV off. And I've never been able to even attempt to watch Sex Education after that. Like, it just gave me the worst cringe. Like, even thinking about it now, I want to like crawl out of my skin and climb under my bed to hide. So I was really surprised. When he appeared on screen as Mr. Martin in the 2020 version, I was also like, oh my God, I can't do it. And then he was actually fantastic. And it's why when I was rewatching it, sometimes I still just think of him in that show, and then I have to be like, no, he's not that character. He's Mr. Martin. That's who he is to me now.
There is a later scene that I've seen, but I have not watched the whole episode, where Gillian Anderson is telling another character that it's okay to be ace.
Yeah.
And I want to cry every time I watch it.
I haven't seen that scene, but now I want to find the scene.
She's like, you're not broken. It's so validating and beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that they put that in a series about sex to say, not everybody wants this.
Yeah, from what I've heard, it's like a really good series to show the different ways and things that people, and yeah, it is messy and awkward, but actually it can be great. And I'm just like, cool, you made it too cringy for me to want to watch it, but I'm glad you got your message out there, guys. Continuing on with our things, we've got the big four left. So in fourth place, I put Harriet, and I chose Mia Goth from 2020, which I was not expecting to do.
Because you were a bit iffy when we were watching it.
My problem with Mia Goth is I don't find her as beautiful as Anya Taylor-Joy. And Harriet is supposed to be more beautiful than Emma. And also, where are her eyebrows?
Again, it was an intentional choice for them to not put makeup on Harriet so you could see that she was naturally beautiful. When I say Harriet, I mean Mia Goth, the actress.
Yes.
And that's why you can't see her eyebrows.
I am curious as to who you chose for your Harriet casting.
I chose Debbie Bowen from the 1972 Emma. Because
okay.
As we were watching it, we went, finally, a Harriet who's prettier than Emma.
That's true.
Because she's supposed to be prettier. She is beautiful, but she's also got this innocence about her and a simplicity rather, I think, than a stupidity. Just this beautiful, innocent simplicity where she's like, it is a book, when Mr. Elton asks her what she's reading.
Yeah, that is quite funny. I guess because I wasn't able to watch that version all the way through, I didn't get quite as attached to her, but the bits I did see, I did really enjoy her. I thought she was a really good Harriet. Or you are correct, yeah, Debbie Bowen was fantastic. But I think of the main movie versions and the ones that people have seen, Mia Goth did the best of following Emma around like a puppy and also being like naive, but also being like, I'm in love with this guy. Her chemistry with Connor Swindell's Mr. Martin was really great.
True.
Like the moment when they kiss is really nice. She even had pretty good chemistry with like the Elton and Mr. Knightley characters. And Frank Churchill. I think Mia Goth had really good chemistry with everybody in the scenes she was in.
And Emma.
And Emma, of course. And although compared to some of the others, I feel like they weren't going to be falling in love lesbians. But I do always feel like Emma and Jane are more lesbian.
So you didn't pick this for them dancing in their underwear?
No, that didn't occur to me. I'm sorry. That is a great moment, but it wasn't part of my reasoning for choosing Mia Goth as my Harriet.
Who's next on your list?
Mr. Woodhouse. I chose Bill Nighy from 2020. Who did you choose?
Oh, you're not going to like this.
Oh.
I cheated. I chose the fictional Mr. Woodhouse from Murder at Donwell Abbey because he's going to marry Miss Bates.
Oh my God.
And she deserves to be happy.
We didn't discuss that version.
Yeah, we did.
Did we?
Murder at Donwell Abbey. Oh, no. Maybe we didn't. I told you about it after I did the interview, but technically we didn't discuss it on the podcast.
No.
I'm very sorry.
That's okay.
In that case, I'm going to go for Dumbledore.
Michael Gambon.
Yeah.
That's fair. I do like Michael Gambon. I do like the concept of Mr. Woodhouse being in love with Miss Bates and them getting married. Bill Nighy, for me, again, it's the comedic timing. He was so brilliant. He really did come off as like worrying about the cold and stuff, but still worrying about Emma. There's a really lovely scene between him and Emma after she's come back from Box Hill and she's really sad and she's crying in the corridor.
Oh, and he's trying to be a dad and he has no idea what to do.
He has no idea what he's doing. I really loved that moment between the two of them.
Do you know what it makes me think of? In Love Actually, when he hugs his manager and he does the awkward pat on the back thing.
Yeah.
It's exactly that moment.
Yeah.
With his daughter.
Yeah.
Except then he doesn't say, let's get drunk and watch porn.
Yeah. Thank God for that. No, I just really loved him as Mr. Woodhouse. The scene with the screens, especially at the end when he gets the screen so that Emma and Knightley can kiss. I just really loved Bill Nighy's take on Mr. Woodhouse. He did a really good job of being this old man who hypochondriac, but is also just wanting everyone's health to be good and loving his daughter. And everyone catering to his whim was also really great. He's it. For me, that's it. Yeah.
We've come to the final two.
I want you to go first for Knightley.
I don't know what you're going to think about this one. I cast Angela Wong Carbon, who is the lesbian Knightley, Jordan Knightley, from the Emma Agenda. I'm a sucker for masked lesbians, soft mask, but still, and a woman in a suit. I really loved that you could see the care that this Knightley had for Emma, and although she kind of told Emma how to do things in other areas, let her come to her own conclusions about her sexuality.
Yeah, I like that. That's really nice. I can't comment because I still haven't seen it yet, I'm afraid.
Oh, also bonus, now that I know the actress's name, I know that she's got Asian heritage as well. So, a little bit of diversity.
Woo, diversity.
Oh,
yay.
plus the lesbian, obviously.
Plus the lesbian. You're a sucker for a lesbian.
I am. Who isn't?
Homophobe. Sorry, brought down the mood. We love lesbians.
Who did you have as
I
Knightley?
again put down two names because I was struggling to choose.
Okay, tell me your arguments.
Okay, the first one, which I was surprised at, was Johnny Flynn from 2020. Because when we watched it, we both had issues with him because we felt like he was too young, but he is age appropriate. Looking at all of the other Knightleys, he is the most age appropriate, especially with the age gap between him and Anya Taylor-Joy. She once I thought about that and his beautiful singing, but I feel like he did a pretty good job of being serious and sensitive in certain parts.
And a strong jaw.
Yeah, and he's very attractive.
And he's quite amusing.
Yes.
Without being too light.
The scene where he gets home and he just takes off all of his stuff and then just flops down on the floor. I'm like, yeah, you know what? So fair. And that is what I imagine Mr. Knightley, when he gets frustrated with Emma, he walks into his house, he kicks off his shoes and he just lies down on the floor and just screams really loudly and is Abby.
Emma, not again. I was listening to our podcast of the 2020 with Johnny Flynn, and my brain went, I want to bang Johnny Flynn.
You did send me that.
And I went, what? Where the hell did that come from?
Francis, who are you? Are you okay? Do you need a cold compress or something?
I'm very confused. I don't have these sort of feelings, but...
Because I do have those sorts of feelings because of where I am on the age spectrum. And so I was like, yeah, he's hot. I would bang him if I did that.
Let's both bang him.
Let's bang him. Johnny Flynn, if you're listening to this, you're ever in Wellington, you want to hook up, come hang out. The other name I wrote down was Johnny Lee Miller from 2000.
I knew it!
I love him! Like, and he's also played Edmund before in Mansfield.
I'm sorry, did you put down two Johnnies?
Yes! The Johnnies were the best. I'm sorry.
I think that works. Knightley, the Johnnies.
The Johnnies.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Lee Miller, I think, was so good. And again, he is my Knightley from when I would watch Emma. But he does a great job. The way he tells Emma off in the Box Hill scene, I think, is the best telling off of all of the versions. You feel like he is genuinely angry and disappointed with her. But then when you get to the proposal scene, like where she's like saying, as a friend, and you can see he's so frustrated, but then his emotions feel so true, where he's like, I just love her. And then when he's like, we'll just move to your house and it will be fine. I just really loved him. I thought he was a really good, very true to book version of Knightley. I really did feel him being the sensible counterpart to Emma.
So you couldn't choose between the Johnnies?
I just really loved the Johnnies. I want to be in a Johnny sandwich.
Okay, so there you go. Johnny Flynn can have a threesome with me and Rachel, or Johnny Flynn and
Johnny Lee
Miller can have a threesome with Rachel.
They're both so much older than me, but you know what? Hi, guys. Age is just a number. Francis is older than me, and we're friends. Not, like friends only, but we love each other.
Mm-hmm. We've been talking about threesomes a lot in this episode.
Do we need to move on?
Yeah, we need to move on.
Okay, final character to cast is Emma. I feel like you're gonna know who I've chosen because I wrote two names down as well.
You wrote two?
I couldn't choose. Decisions are hard, you know this. But I put down Anya Taylor-Joy from 2020 and Romola Garai from 2009 because I can't split up the pairing. Anya and Johnny Flynn were really good, and then Romola and Johnny Lee Miller were really good.
So did you pick your Emmas based on the Knightleys?
No, not really, but I feel like I couldn't pair Anya Taylor-Joy and Johnny Lee Miller. I don't think it would work quite as well, and vice versa.
I love both of those Emmas. Both obviously gorgeous, and both have fantastic facials and really different ways. Romola Garai is, her facials are a lot more evident.
She's so expressive.
Anya Taylor-Joy is very, very subtle. You have to really watch her. Mm-hmm. But she'll do like a little tilt of an eye and you're like, oh, look at that.
Yeah.
I love both of them, but I did not choose either of them.
I want to say you chose Kate Beckinsale.
No, I went for another blonde Emma.
Who did you choose?
Alicia Silverstone.
Oh, from Clueless, of course.
Because
so far,
when we were talking about Clueless, the way that Alicia Silverstone plays Cher, who is the Emma character in Clueless, there's this genuine innocence to her that really comes through in the Emma character. She is only trying to do good. It's only externally that you think perhaps she's being mean, but you can tell that Cher has no idea that she's being mean. She's got that real innocence and she's just so lovely and cares for people, even though sometimes she's shitting on.
So true.
That is why I chose Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah. I do love Alicia Silverstone and I love Clueless so much. And I was considering the Clueless characters during my decision making. But I just felt like if you put them into the actual story of Emma, like they'd all struggle to kind of hold up in the story without the modern changes. And I feel like Cher is a bit more materialistic, and that maybe lost it a bit for me. But Alicia Silverstone is brilliant. I think if they had done just a regular adaptation of Emma, Alicia Silverstone would have been a great cast to go for. Yeah.
I really love that we got actors from a bunch of different adaptations. If we tried to put them all in one room, that it wouldn't necessarily work, because the same as the Clueless thing, each adaptation of Emma has a slightly different vibe.
Yeah, they've all got different tones. The reason that I paired a lot of the 2020 ones together is because it's kind of the style of it. The humor is different from, say, the 1996 Gwyneth Paltrow, and then that's different from the slightly more serious tone I feel like the 2009 miniseries has, which is different from the vibe of the 1996 miniseries. Mark Strong, actually, also, shout out to him for his Mr. Knightley, because he is brilliant.
Agreed.
Mark Strong was a fantastic Knightley. Kate Beckinsale was a fantastic Emma. I just don't think I could see either of them acting opposite different actors playing those characters at the end of the day. And I really struggled. But maybe I have a lack of imagination.
Kate Beckinsale and Mark Strong are always going to be Emma and Knightley for me, because that was my original. I love them both, but it kind of lacks the lightness there are in other adaptations.
Yeah.
They both seem a bit older and more staid, which is why I did not choose either of them, though I love them.
Which is funny because they are both in the correct ages.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there we go.
And that's our ultimate casting of Emma.
Who would you choose, guys? Tell us. Send us messages. Tell us who you would choose as your ultimate Emma. And Knightley. And all of the others. I just want to know.
Thank you for listening to this season. We'll be back next week. We are starting our season of Sense and Sensibility. Emma Dunning is joining us to do the odd chapters, and Rachel will continue doing the even chapters of Sense and Sensibility. I've been Frances Duncan, and this has been Rachel Pilwell.
Bye.
Thank you for listening, and we wish you happy reading.
Wow, the end of an era. A year and a half of our lives finished.